elected office?
Well, I don't know about that. You know, I thought when I ran with Bruce Lunsford back in '07 that I'd run my last race, and turns out that in 3 or 4 weeks it didn't happen that way. So I think in this business, you never say never. I'm going to drop back, take some time with my family, refocus on practicing law, which is the original love of my life, quite frankly, and we'll see what happens. But, you know, at my age, it's probably less likely. There are rising stars in our party. There are rising stars in Kentucky, and you know, I think the future's bright.
Are you going to endorse anyone for minority leader?
I'm not. Those are elections that have to be held within the caucus. I think the caucus doesn't need outside influences. I've offered to help the caucus after they come back in January. I've offered to help any way that I can as an unpaid advisor. They get what they pay for with the advice. That's all I told them. You know,
Can you give us
the
some?
advice is free, so you get what you pay for.
I'm sorry. Can you give us some insight into Greg Stumbo, the guy from last Tuesday night? I mean, people see you around here. We see you. You've got a big personality. You're a very prideful guy. You're a guy who talks a lot when things are going on. You're a leader. But as a guy who has won for all these years, to have Tuesday night happen, can you give us some insight into personally what it's been like the last week and taking that loss?
Well, you know, when I got in this business, I made myself a promise that I'm not going to be bitter no matter what happens. It's a great honor to serve in the General Assembly. I've been honored to be in leadership. I've been honored to be Attorney General. So how could I be bitter about anything, really? The only thing that I would be bitter about, if anything, is the fact that I've spent so much time away from my family and my kids during those years. They've sacrificed a lot more than I have. So, you know, I didn't plan on having an event that night because I knew I'd be on the phone all night talking to members, whether it was a good night or a bad night, and that's what happened. But life goes on.
How tough has it been?
It's not been that bad. There's always a tomorrow.
We haven't talked to you since last Tuesday night. It's the Senate President, the new Speaker-elect, have been gracious about your departure. The governor, has, in my opinion, is not. He said good riddance.
I've been called a lot worse things by a hell of a lot better men than him.
Okay.
Winston Churchill said it best. Winston Churchill said one time, "We have enemies, yes. That's because we stood up for something in our lives." So I could care less what Matt Bevin thinks about me. I don't think very highly of him either.
Do majority